HavocsKeeper here. Today we're going to do a tank review on the Atomic Centurion 1. This is significant because I have not done a tank review in over a year. I used to do them all the time earlier in my channel's history, but I stopped doing them because I really feel like nobody was watching them, and I was just sick and tired of putting all the time and energy into making the videos and having no one watch them. So I'm going to go ahead and give it another try. Perhaps the results earlier in the history of my channel was because of the fact that I just didn't have that many subscribers, or maybe just at the time frame nobody was into tank reviews. I really don't understand that because I watch tank reviews all the time. As we know, console wargaming is just kicking out these tanks every 2 weeks. It seems like there's a whole new set of tanks hitting the battlefield. So before I'm out on the battlefield, I'd like to know what some of these tanks are in case I run into them. Also, if you any of these tanks catch your fancy at all and you're thinking about purchasing them, they're not cheap, so you might want to go ahead and do a little bit of research before you spend your hard-earned money on them. And I'm here to give you that information. I suggest you watch several tank reviews before purchasing a tank. But if you're interested in my opinion, you're gonna get it. I've done this for you guys a lot. I hope that's why you subscribe to my channel. I've warned you about tanks that were bad, like the T-34-3. And I've also done OP alerts on tanks that were really, really good, like the Edelweiss. So, I mean, yeah, it's just my opinion, but as you can see, I have the tank 3 marked. I 3 marked it in 100 games. So, I definitely feel like I'm experienced in the tank, and I have a very good feel for what it does and what it does not do. And if you want my opinion, and I will give you my overall opinion on the tank and whether or not it's a good buy. I'm going to try and keep the tank review portion to 15 minutes. I know some of you don't like long tank reviews. To that I say, why are you watching this video? But if you really can't stand the tank review portion, I will put down in the comment section the time start for the gameplay, which you really don't want to miss the gameplay. I have two amazing clips of this tank in action. One of them being 6,500 primary damage, 8K combined damage, tier 8. For a tier 8 medium, that's a pretty significant game. And I have another great clutch game after that. All right. So let's talk about this tank. We're going to talk about the difference between the Atomic Centurion 1 from the Tech Tree Centurion 1. We'll talk about the differences, then we'll talk a little bit about why I purchased this tank and why you may want to purchase this tank, and then I'll try to real quick go over equipment and consumables and crew skills that I recommend for the tank so you can be successful in it as I have been, and then we'll get to the gameplay. Okay? So, real quick, we're going to go over what the difference between the Atomic and the regular Centurion 1 Tech Tree tank is. I'm going to just, we're not going to do a lot of graphs or slideshows or anything like that. I'm just going to go over the highlights. All right, let's just get right into it. The rate of fire on this tank, the Atomic is 8.57. The Centurion 1 and the Centurion 1 derivatives being the Huntsman, the FV4202P, any other of the other Centurion 1 models, they all do 7.5 as a rate of fire of rounds per minute. This is 8.57. So there's definitely a rate of fire buff to the Atomic. It has a higher rate of fire than your standard Centurion 1. The other side of it, though, is that it lost accuracy. The Centurion 1 and the Huntsman, FV4202P, they all have a .33 accuracy with this gun. This tank, the Atomic, has been kind of nerfed down to a .35 accuracy, which is significant. It does make a difference on the battlefield. I'm telling you, it can be annoying at times not having that hypersensitive accuracy of the Centurion 1. All right, so we kind of did a wash there, in my opinion. Higher rate of fire, less accuracy. You also note that the view range is 390 on the Atomic versus the 400 for the Centurion 1. And I think the traverse speed is slightly slower than some of the the Centurion 1 derivatives, like maybe the Primo Victoria or something like that. It's not that important. The big thing is higher rate of fire, less accurate, slight loss of view range, but there is also a buff of ground resistances. So these ground resistances are significantly lower than the Centurion 1, which means that this Atomic is more mobile. Again, at the end of the day, guys, it's a wash. The Atomic Centurion 1 is just a reskin Centurion 1, in my opinion. You traded rate of fire and accuracy, some view range, and some ground resistances, but it's not enough to call it either way. I wouldn't say this tank is a terrible version of a Centurion 1, but I also wouldn't pull out the pay to win flag on this thing either. So that's, at the end of the day, that's my opinion on the tank. It is just a reskin Centurion 1. If you're a Centurion 1 nut and you want to have all the derivatives of the Centurion 1, you already got the Huntsman, the 4202P, and the Primo Victoria, and now you want to have the Centurion 1, then cool, get this tank. I mean, it looks cool, right? It's got the Australian thing on it. I don't know if you guys read the story. If you haven't read it, go on the Wargaming website and read the historical story on the Atomic Centurion 1. The tank survived an atomic blast as a test tank. I thought that was really cool. That's one of the things that really got my attention on the tank. And the other thing that got my attention on the tank, and we'll get right in this now, is look at that AP penetration. 226. The Centurion 1, all the Centurion 1 models, it's the highest AP penetration for tier 8 mediums in the game. So this tank does not need to fire APCR or premium rounds to be successful. Put on top of that the fact that the Atomic has a 65% silver bonus, which I believe is the second highest silver bonus that we've seen on console. The Mutant is 67. So super high silver bonus, great AP pen. This Atomic Centurion was supposed to be a windfall of silver. I thought this was going to be the greatest thing ever as far as silver goes. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of success there. Look in the top right-hand corner, you can see that I have 19 million silver. So, but most of that came from the fact that I'm sure you guys are all aware, April Assault had an op with 1.75 silver bonus on the second level. So I was working all week. I didn't get to take advantage of it. I know many of my friends, and I've seen many streamers who did millions and millions and millions in silver playing during that during the week. I only was able to play on Sunday, so as soon as I achieved the 1.75 op, I went out and bought this tank because I wanted to make maximum silver, and I was curious about the tank anyway, and I kind of felt like I would do a review for you guys, so I was like, well, I'll just get it now. And as you can see, I literally put on 15 million silver over the course of 24 hours. But a lot of that was due to the op, and I was playing in a Kappa platoon of great players, of course. I wasn't exactly able to get a lot of damage, and I played in this loadout. You can see right here. I played with no premium consumable, 47 AP rounds, shot almost primarily AP. Very rarely shot any premium because you just don't need to unless perhaps you're in a tier 10 game. But other than that, I was doing a good job making silver. But I constantly was asking my platoon mates, what are you making every game? What are you making? And I'm comparing my damage to their damage and how much silver I'm making. And I'm going to tell you guys now, I was very disappointed. I just don't feel like that silver I know 65% silver bonus versus somebody having a 55% silver bonus or a 50% silver bonus. It sounds like you're hoping it's a lot, but it really wasn't that much at the end of the day. So it got so bad that I put in a ticket with Wargaming, and I asked them to make sure that the silver bonus was correct on this tank, because that's how dismayed I was about the silver I was making with this tank. I just did not see a big difference between this premium vehicle and another premium vehicle, as far as making silver. I mean, yeah, it was a slight bump, but like 10,000 silver, maybe more than the other guys were making for the same damage. It just didn't seem enough. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I thought I had these delusions of grandeur, all the silver I was going to be making with this tank, and I did. I made a ton of silver, but it was the op. It wasn't the tank. And I've played it since the op has ended, and I don't see this incredible amounts of silver. But at the end of the day, buy the tank if you like Centurion ones. That's why you buy it. I would not buy it thinking that you're going to make this incredible mountain of silver, because I just didn't see it. As soon as the op was over, I wanted to go on to 3-marking it. I played 92 games with this loadout right here, and I got it to 90% in the damage standing. And then I went and put a premium consumable on there, and I jacked up a little bit more premium ammo. And you'll see that the 2 gameplay clips are actually me trying to 3-mark the tank, so they're in the 90s damage standing wise. And the loadout is a little bit different. I do have the premium consumable on, and I do have more APCR. And that's where I did get those 2 gameplay clips from. But I did play, 92 battles with this loadout and made a good amount of silver that way. So the tank is definitely capable of making silver. It's just not as much as I expected. So I was a little disappointed in that respect. Okay, let's just get into equipment here. I decided to go, obviously, gun rammer, vert stabs. I shouldn't have to explain that to anyone. That makes, all the sense in the world. I decided to go with vents over optics, even though this tank has 10 meters less view range than the Centurion 1. I have both my view range skills. I have actually my Centurion Action X crew, which is a really well-trained crew in here, because I was just trying to make as much silver as possible. I went with vents because this tank already has that improved DPM, that improved rate of fire over a Centurion 1, and I decided to maximize what it was already good at. So this tank is a more mobile Centurion 1 with a higher rate of fire, and that's how I play it. Supplies, like I said, this is how I would run the tank. No premium consumable, and a ton of AP, and just try and make a ton of silver. That's really why I got this tank. I got this tank to make silver. So this is the loadout I recommend. As I said, I did change it to 3 market at the end, but as soon as it was 3 marked, I went back to this. Crew skills, I would go for view range, gun skills, and then some camo skills. It doesn't have the greatest concealment value. You are able to camouflage the tank, and that's nice because the brown regular skin wasn't exactly very attractive. It looks pretty good when you have some camo on it. But yeah, that's what I would do for crew skills. I would focus on your view range, your gun handling skills, and your camo skills. Play it like a medium. Turret armor is a big topic for Centurion 1s. This is a peek and shoot kind of tank. It's not a IS-7. You're not going to get hauled down and laugh hysterically as people bounce all over your turret. That's not how that works. It's got enough turret armor that if it's a wayward shot, it will bounce it. But tier 9s, tier 10s, tank destroyers, premium ammo, all those things will blow right through your turret face. So what you want to do is use your 10 degrees of gun depression. That's what these Centurion 1 tanks do. Use your 10 degrees of gun depression, and you peek and shoot over a ridge. The ridge is your armor. They can't shoot you through a hill. So what you're trying to do is just hide your tank behind that hill, and then peek out, use your 10 degrees of gun depression, get a shot off. If you do have a shot coming back at you, if you're just peeking and you're moving your turret, you have a very good chance of bouncing. But if you're sitting there stationary and they can hit you square in your turret face, they'll blow right through it. So that's how you play those tanks. You'll see that in some of the gameplay. I'm not going to go over too much about how to play a Centurion 1, just since the tank's been around for a long time. Like I said, you want to peek and shoot at ridges. You do have enough mobility to kind of get to the front of the battlefield. You can do some spotting. The gun has a decent rate of fire. You don't want to be in an up-close battle at all in this tank. That's not what they do. You're not a brawler. You don't want to face hug anybody. You want to be a sniper. It's a medium to long-range tank. And unfortunately, that nerf to your accuracy from a Centurion 1, going from that .33 accuracy to that .35 accuracy, it does hurt you in that respect, because this class of tank is really known as more of a medium to long-range sniper. And losing accuracy does hurt you there. But hey, having that rate of fire does help when it comes to those up close and personal competitions. And that bump in rate of fire was very significant in that it makes this tank much more well-rounded. Because otherwise, this tank would be behind other tier 8 mediums in its DPM, and it would make it even worse if you were being circled or in some kind of up-close confrontation. But now with that DPM buff, you do actually stand a little bit of a chance in those up-close competitions. So, yeah, that's my overall feeling on the tank. I'm going to get to the gameplay now, but my overall opinion is meh. For 10,500 gold, I don't know what the base package will be. They haven't released the cost of it yet, but I bought it, the most expensive point at 10,500 gold, and I'm kind of regretting it, honestly. It's a decent tank, but I just don't see any. I like more bang for my buck, and I don't feel like I really got it here. If you guys want to buy the base model, I can understand it, especially if it's around 8,000 gold. But yeah, that's my overall opinion. It's a Centurion 1. Enjoy. All right, thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you later. See you on the battlefield. mean, you can save the message, save the video if you want. I don't know what else to do. Happens all the time.
Looks like that one went straight through. Enemy vehicle destroyed. We finished him off. Dropping target. We got him. That one ricocheted.
No anymore.
We pierced their armor. He's gone. Find us another target. Target locked. They're hit. Load it up. Let her rip. Got him in our sights. Target locked. Enemy armor is destroyed. Target locked. Locked on. Releasing target. The enemy's down to one tank. Got him in our sights. We got him.
Had a huge game, dude.
Best job I ever had.
That was that Tiger 2 that trolled you all game? Wow, 64,000. It's definitely a nice tanker. Almost, dude. Almost. $6,500 in the Atomic.
Ready
You really
for
think?
fire on target.
Yeah. A dislike is different than hate, man. Hate is strong.
Target locked.
I can try.
She's loaded.
I'm gonna try. Can you see anything? Okay, I don't know about any of that. Dude, I don't see, there's nothing here to light.
Dropping target. I see one of them.
Tank destroyer's behind me.
Shot ricocheted. We've been detected.
There's a ISU 152 up there. There's a Lycan coming. The Lycan lit me, that's what it was. They're not really doing anything, they're just defending that flank, I think. Can't see, their team is like non-existent. Oh, ISU. the hell is he doing?
That one did some damage.
I'm gonna track him. Oh, is he tracked?
Bounced right off him.
Oh shit, I got lit.
The enemy knows our location.
Oh no.
Ready to fire on
Oh, it's a
target.
stupid ass lichen.
Looks like that one went straight through.
That's kind of a good thing. I'll take it right now.
They spotted us.
Oh, I would have liked to kill that fucking Chinese tank right there, that Chinese TD. That would have been nice. I just snapshot him. He's a one-shot, by the way. Already fired?
Ready to fire on target. They found us. They're hit.
Big Papa Pump. Okay, so they're in our base, but
Target locked.
not really. I mean, they are and they aren't. They haven't made the entrance into the base yet, but they want to.
Enemies looking right at us. Target locked. They're hit. Locked on. We've lost all our artillery.
I'm gonna get Artie. Do you think so? I'm hard to hit here, though.
The enemy knows our location. Unlocking target.
Our backside? Oh my god, you're right. There's a Scorpion G right here, dude. Oh, he's like right up on my shit.
Enemies got us in their sights.
What else is here? Oh, it's the fucking... Something just... Dude, we gotta get the fuck out of here, man. I don't know.
Enemies are capturing our base. They've spotted us.
There's literally a Scorpion G right here.
Ready to fire on target. Penetration. Releasing target. They're knocked out. They destroyed one of our tanks.
Oh, it's the fucking Panther 2 is right here.
Enemies looking right at us. We lost a friendly vehicle. They're trying to capture our base. Dropping target.
Oh, Artie. Artie?
We lost a track. We're immobilized.
Oh.
Releasing target. We finished him off. They're hit.
You got any other ideas, man? Because I'm all out.
We've been detected. Ready to fire on target.
I am. No, I'm lit.
Target locked.
Oh, I'm dead. No, this WZ-155 is good. Oh.
Fuel tank's been hit. They've spotted us. They're knocked out. Ready to fire on target.
Oh my god. They're coming.
Ready to fire on target. We finished him off.
I mean, I'm definitely dead, but...
It's up to us. There's no one else left. They're knocked out.
Here it comes.
Ready to fire on target. Enemy vehicle
This guy just missed!
target.
Oh, I'm fucking dead now, man. Oh.
Enemies got us in their sights. Locked and loaded.
I'm on lit right now. It's like, oh,
Locked on. We pierced their armor.
already. Yeah.
They're hit. You've only got one tank left.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get close.
Target locked. The enemy knows our location.
I'm lit.
Penetration. Enemies in our base. Ready to fire on target. Loaded and ready. They found us. We got him. Locked on. Ready to fire on target. Looks like that one went straight through. Ready to fire. Got him.
I just kind of spam premium at the end, but I'm just like, dude, I'm not gonna lose this game for our team. Well, that was big, dude. Those 2 games in a row. Bradley Walters.